Welcome to Swolehammer. If you're looking to get into wargaming and you don't know which Warhammer game is right for you, this guide will help you out. First, our rating system. In this video, we go over the price, complexity, and support for each of the main Warhammer games. Price represents how expensive it is to get to the point of playing the game, shown in a rating of $1 to $3. Complexity refers to the difficulty of understanding the rules, accessibility of gameplay, and etc. Support is how pushed the title is by its company, in this case, Games Workshop, and how often you can expect to see new products if you were to play it. Smaller games like Kill Team and Warcry with passionate communities can help this rating out. And of course, you can just skip to the end if you want the rankings. Starting in the grim darkness of the 41st millennia, we have Warhammer 40k, the big scale sci-fi setting and the premier product for Games Workshop. It's currently in its 9th edition, and the price for 40k to get into $2 to $3 signs. The combat patrols are a 500 point minimum 40k battle size army in a box, costing $140 each. These are mostly great values, making the initial cost of getting into 40k accessible enough. However, some armies are harder to collect or more expensive just to get into. Also, terrain and playmats aren't included in any beginner box sets, making another purchase required. 40k clocks in at a 9 out of 10 for complexity. The current rule set is moderately complicated, but the true depth and frustration comes from the faction-specific rules, i.e. codexes, which are needlessly intense. Game balance updates are quarterly now, which is good, but also makes it harder to keep track of what happens to your army's rules. In addition, the phone app for Warhammer 40k is not great for any usage whatsoever. On the support side of things, 40k easily gets a 10 out of 10. As I mentioned, 40k is Games Workshop's biggest draw. Hence, new models, boxes, and more come out for this game every couple weeks. Also, community-wise, Warhammer 40k is easily the most played of all these games. Onto skirmish combat in the 41st millennia, we have Kill Team. Currently in its 2nd iteration, the price of purchase for Kill Team is extremely low at the $1 sign mark. New box sets give you a fully playable game for under $200, including models for both sides, terrain, and rules. Interesting or varied kill teams can be made from a single unit box purchase as well. Plague Marines, Tyranid Warriors, Custody Wardens are all examples of a one kill team purchase. On the complexity side of things, Kill Team scores a 7 out of 10. Rules are cleaned up from the previous edition, but for a small sized game, the gameplay is still a little too complicated. While this is good for depth, it doesn't fit the same niche that Warcry does, leaving mixed results. The support side of things for Kill Team also scores a 7 out of 10. With Kill Team's revamp in mid-2021, releases are much more frequent, with ready-to-play box sets being released every 2 to 3 months. This game also has a very hardcore following, which makes helpful content creators and players plentiful. Onto the fantasy side of Warhammer. And if you're looking for endless warfare in the mortal realms, then the Age of Sigmar is perfect for you. Currently in its 3rd edition, the price of Age of Sigmar is fairly reasonable to get into at a solid 2 price tags. A multitude of beginner boxes, example, the Dominion box set, high-value army boxes, like the Start Collecting and Vanguard boxes, similar to the combat patrols in 40k, and increased point cost for armies require way less purchases to play. Terrain and playmats are also included in some starter boxes, cutting a lot of the cost necessary. The complexity for Age of Sigmar in its 3rd edition is a 6 out of 10. For a large-scale game, the new rule set is streamlined and well thought out, retains depth while not being frustrating or overtly complex. Army-specific rules, in this case they're called battle tomes, follow the trend of being slight upgrades while maintaining function and balance for the most part. General balance updates are also released quarterly online like Warhammer 40k. The Age of Sigmar phone app is fantastic, unlike its 40k counterpart. The rules references and army building are very easy and well implemented. On the support side of things for Age of Sigmar, it's a solid 8 out of 10. Going into 2022, Age of Sigmar is going to see major releases planned monthly. The community is smaller than 40k, but still very passionate. Now, if you're looking for skirmish combat in the Mortal Realms, look no further than Warcry. Currently in its second edition, like Kill Team, the price to get into Warcry is also fairly low. Box sets give you playable Warcry games for under $200, like Kill Team. Warbands of any given faction are cheap to buy into. Again, similar to Kill Team, Warcry warbands can be made from a single unit box purchase. The only thing that makes Warcry slightly more to get into, possibly, are the multiple rulebook purchases, around $30 each, which can make it expensive for a small scale game. On the complexity side of things, it's a 3 out of 10. The Beer and Pretzels gameplay is casual fun and accessible, yet deep enough to have variety. Support for Warcry comes out to a 5 out of 10. New major releases for Warcry happen around once a year. Warband boxes release with annual rules updates. Free rules and missions are released on Warhammer Community's website to match new Age of Sigmar units that come out. Warcry is the least played of these games, though content creators, including us, are still passionate about the game. Note, 2022 has brought a huge updated rule set, hopefully encouraging a bigger community and more competitive play. Now, for the moment of truth, we're onto the rankings. Now remember, this is just our opinion, and if we missed anything, let us know. And always remember, play what you like. It's the rule of cool, it's all that matters. Coming in at 4th place is Warhammer 40k. The premier wargaming product is too bloated in 9th edition for its own good. The large-scale sci-fi combat can be fun, and the models are cool, but the learning curve is insanely steep for new and recurring players alike. Rampant power creep can also lead to frustration. 3rd place is Kill Team. While still a quality product and much improved from its last iteration, it fills a specific niche of you wanting to be competitive minded, but you don't want to play a big 40k game, which, like we said, leaves kind of mixed results. In 2nd place, it's Warcry. For small scale skirmish combat, it's hard to beat Warcry. Easy to learn, growing community, and vast array of models to use that can easily segue into Age of Sigmar. Speaking of Age of Sigmar, it snags the 1st place from us. If you're trying to get into wargaming, it's hard to beat a product like AOS. Many quality boxes for beginners, reasonable price, and a good rule set that is easy to grasp but hard to master. Highly underrated in our opinion. And that's it. That's the Swolehammer Beginner's Guide at ranking the Warhammer games. If you agree, disagree, or found this helpful, please let us know in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.